And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So players are now starting to return back to Celtic following international duties. Of course, it's been a very long week for me personally. Don't enjoy it very much, as I mentioned before. But Brendan Rodgers has now today confirmed the two players that will not be available due to them returning late from international break. Those two being Luis Palma and Alistair Johnston. So Brendan Rodgers has said they are doubtful for the upcoming match against Motherwell due to them both returning back on Friday, which is obviously the day before Saturday, which we play Motherwell. So not enough time to recover and be in the right frame physically and mentally to play against Motherwell in a big match. For example, Luis Palma obviously plays for Honduras nationally. He played against Mexico in the CONCACAF semi-finals recently. He played 98 minutes, despite the game before that coming off injured with a knock. He was deemed fit to play, and he played 98 minutes of that game, where they unfortunately lost 4-2 on penalties. But nonetheless, he will be back on Friday, and obviously taking into account as well how long the flight is from Honduras. You're looking at a bit of jet lag there as well. He will not be available to play. Similar, Alistair Johnston has been out on international duty with Canada, who played Jamaica, and like Palmer, as I mentioned at the start, he's due to return back on Friday, giving him a limited time window to rest and prepare for the Motherwell game. So this is what Brendan Rodgers has had to say on the situation. Yeah, we are still waiting on some to come back. So Luis Palma and Ali Johnston won't be back until Friday, but the other guys have come back well. The guys that have played domestically and for Scotland are fine, and the others, yeah, fine. So nothing injury-wise at this moment in time to report. Just assess and see how they are. So obviously good positive news there, I suppose, that there's no injury news to report after international duty. That's quite a rarity, really. Normally you get one or two injuries from international break, which makes it all more frustrating when you're watching pointless games, especially when it's friendlies and players getting injured. But I suspect now that Anthony Ralston will probably start at the back in place of Johnston against Motherwell, and either Yang or Forrest will play ahead of Palmer, or maybe Mikey Johnson might get the nod, but I highly doubt that. We could even see Kyogo go out wide and maybe O up front, but I reckon it'll be Yang on the right, and then obviously Ralston would play at the back as well for Celtic on Saturday. That would be my preferred choice. Good to see that Kyogo is available as well. I mean, he obviously picked up a head injury. They can be a bit dodgy sometimes, but it's good to see that he's okay. Maybe he might get rested anyway, come as a substitute just to be sure. But yeah, good to see that he's fit as well. So good news that they're not injured, of course, and it's just a matter of when they return back from international duty. So former Celtic star John Hartson has voiced his support for the Green Brigade following their ban from home and away matches. So of course, this is the big talking point of the last few weeks, is the situation with the Green Brigade at Celtic. Of course, they were banned from games home and away for disruptive behaviour, lighting fireworks, blocking passageways and stuff like that as well, and just general chants not being deemed acceptable by Celtic. The ban was obviously imposed due to safety fears, as I mentioned, citing a number of incidents throughout the last few months. Of course, we've recently reported yesterday that UEFA fined Celtic for £25,000 for these incidences that occurred on October the 25th with other fans as well, such as lighting fireworks, blocking passageways, and just general disruptive behaviour. So Hartson, speaking on Go Radio, expressed his concern that Celtic and the Green Brigade have been singled out unfairly for the scrutiny and sanctions. Obviously acknowledging that the Green Brigade has had its faults and has incurred fines for Celtic, Hartson also highlighted the need for a broader perspective, of course mentioning the fact that other teams have good and bad supporters within their fan base. It's not just a Celtic issue, which is very, very true. This is what Hartson had to say. It looks like in a way they are singling out Celtic and the Green Brigade. Yes, they've got their faults. Yes, they have cost Celtic a lot of money over the years in fines, but also you have to look at other clubs, and I hope that they are, because all clubs have good eggs and bad eggs. In terms of what they sing, how they act, I played in Scotland for 5 years, and I've been at away grounds and heard what they say and what they are chanting. I just hope that Celtic are not only a club being looked at, I hope it is looked at across the board, as other club fans are no angels either. So that is very, very true. I mean, in terms of UEFA, they've obviously took upon themselves to fine Atletico Madrid a little bit of money as well due to their usage of fireworks in the game October the 25th. So it's not just a Celtic issue there, but I do get what he's saying. Every single fan base has their good and bad fans, and it seems like they are trying to demonise the Green Brigade. Of course, I'm sure there's some bad eggs amongst that group, but not every single person is bad, and you can't categorise all of them. But it is what it is. At the moment of time, there's still unknown whether the Green Brigade's ban will be lifted. That's not been announced yet from the AGM meeting. Not even sure if they even discussed that as being an option, because it is temporarily right now that they are banned. Hopefully, obviously, just for the sake of the atmosphere, hopefully something can happen, a better outcome, and we'll have to wait and see with regards to that. So, Celtic Chief Financial Officer Chris Mackay has offered insights into the club's financial situation, particularly in relation to the substantial £72.3 million cash balance reported in the year-end accounts for the period ending June the 30th, 2023. The figure resulting from a combination of strong ticket sales, UEFA Champions League participation, significant merchandise income, and profitable player trading had raised questions among supporters and pundits regarding the club's transfer activities. At the AGM meeting, it was confirmed that Jota's transfer fee was included in the deal because it was agreed late on June the 30th. Mackay has also emphasised the importance of not focusing on a single financial snapshot, but rather considering the club's finances over a medium-term horizon. He highlighted several key expenditures and commitments that have impacted the cash balance. So number one is tax payments. Shortly after the fiscal year end, Celtic paid £11.5 million in taxes for the financial year, which notably reduced the cash balance. Number two is the Barryfield redevelopment. A significant sum has been ring-fenced for the redevelopment of Barryfield, indicating investment in infrastructure. Stadium investments. Plans are in place for further investment in the stadium over the coming year, which is very, very exciting. If we do expand into that, expand the stadium, that'd be really, really exciting to see. And financial buffer as well. Celtic maintains a financial buffer or a plan B to account for years when the club might not participate in the Champions League, but rather in the Europa League. Very, very smart as well to do that, I believe, as well. But this is what he's had to say. He said, I think when you're looking at football finances in particular, it's important not to pick a point in time. You need to look at it over a medium-term horizon. I'll just give you a couple of examples. Just after the year we paid £11.5 million in taxes in relation to that financial year, which clearly reduces the balance significantly. We've got a significant sum ring fence for the redevelopment of Barryfield. We've also got plans for the stadium for the year ahead, which we wish to invest in. So all of these things feed into how that cash is planned for the year ahead. Over and above that, Celtic have always had a plan B, and you need to buffer particularly for the years you're not in the Champions League and you're not in the Europa League. So it's good to see that the finances at the club are in good hands. I think all four of those points are very, very very cool to see. I think the one that excites me the most is probably the stadium investments. Whether he means expansion or just general investment across the stadium to improve certain facilities that are currently there, we'll have to wait and see over the next year. But it's good to see, and obviously that's a very smart bit of business when you include the Jota sum as well, the £25 million that's included in that £72.3 million. So it does feel like our finances are in good hands right now. But let me know what you make of that situation down in the comment section below. What do you make of John Hartson's words as well? Do you think he's right to back the Green Brigade or not? And do you think it's the right call? Most likely it is, to obviously drop Alistair Johnston and Luis Palmer for this upcoming game and give them rest time as they are returning from international duty so late. Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.